Hi parents and caregivers, it's Miss Emily from the Learn and Play Montessori School. In this video, we're going to discuss the importance of encouraging a love of reading from your toddlers or preschoolers. Reading is really important and it has multiple benefits. Not only does it help with language abilities, as well as early comprehension of reading and learning letters, it also encourages confidence as well as imagination. What you might find surprising too is that reading also helps your child to develop their attention span. By sitting down and learning how to leaf through a book from start to finish, your child begins to learn how to finish an activity. Of course, when you do first start reading with your child, don't expect them to sit through the whole of every book. They will sit through things that interest them, and at times they may just want to look through the pictures and flick through the book. And this is okay, it's encouraged. To start, you should make sure that you set out a certain time of day to read with your child. And it's important that you're reading with them, because not only does it help them to understand how to properly follow a book, turning a page, reading from left to right, but it also demonstrates your love of reading. After all, your children look up to you, and so they're going to mimic your actions. If you are reading and read with them, then it's more likely that they will develop a love of reading too. Most often, it may be easier to set a time around bedtime to read some stories. This is a great way to end the day, as it's time that you can focus on books that may help them to understand their emotions. You may also want to find books that relate to your child's day. For example, if you just had a trip to the beach, perhaps you could read a story about going to the beach. It can also help you to talk about upcoming events, such as the inclusion of a new family member, a baby brother or sister, or starting school, or even moving house. It's a great time to wind down the day and help your child get rid of those anxieties that they may have. And, of course, ending the day with a couple of stories also will help your child to relax and get ready to sleep. When you do read with your child, it's important that you really make the story come alive. This will help them to build up that excitement to read a book. After all, young children are still building on their imagination, and they just need a little bit of guidance along the way. Things like creating voices for the characters, and using actions and facial expressions when you read a story. These are all really important, as it helps to build the whole picture for your child, and again, helps their imagination. Another idea to make the story come alive is to make little characters, in which sense you could then create a puppet show. For example, right here we have the story of the little red hen, and we created some story characters, allowing the children to retell the story after we finished reading it. You can also use these puppets as you're telling the story. It really helps to engage the children. Speaking of making your own props, don't be afraid to make your own stories. Sometimes there might not quite be a story out there for you that you are looking for, in which case you could make your own. Right here we created our own story following the sequence of Brown Bear, Brown Bear. However, we covered all of the animals in the Chinese zodiac, and it was a great story to read around Chinese New Year. We focused on animals as well as the colours. Super easy to make, and of course it's yours to keep. Last of all, don't be afraid to let your child explore the book. They may not be reading it in the correct sequence or in the correct timely manner. They may just be flicking through it, but that's okay. Let them get comfortable with reading, whether that be reading it back to front just having a look at the pictures, or finishing it within a matter of seconds. It's important that your child feels comfortable when they are reading. And trust me, through repetition and continuous reading, they will soon grasp the idea of finishing a book start to finish, turning the pages gently. And then before you know it, you can start pointing things out like the space between each word, the letters at the beginning of each word, as well as other things that are going on in the pictures. Well, I hope this helps you along with your reading journey, and we'll read again together soon. Bye everyone.